Hey everyone, Mark here, and today I'm going to show you a method so incredibly simple for generating an endless stream of high-performing short-form video hooks without ever having to grind for a fresh idea or completely reinvent your creative wheel. The core trick is surprisingly straightforward. We aggressively steal the initial attention mechanisms that others create, and then we immediately layer in much superior conversion mechanics that they usually forget. Now, it might sound a little bit shady, but trust me, this is simply shrewd marketing. Because while content creators are absolutely brilliant at stopping people from scrolling, they are often tragically terrible at actually converting that attention into actual sales dollars. What we do is take their proven, attention-grabbing introductory moves and seamlessly build them into a consistent, profitable content engine using a tool like Vizard to handle the heavy lifting. Let's be completely blunt. Many creators successfully win massive amounts of attention and views, yet they still struggle financially because they completely fail to structure the crucial follow-through, like the pitch, the funnel structure, or the clear conversion pathway. Smart advertisers, however, can expertly piggyback on those irresistible creator hooks and then delicately layer in tight, direct response copy, stronger offers, and an unmistakable call to action, so those eyeballs actually transform into paying customers. This fundamental difference, the structural gap between attention and transaction, is precisely the lucrative territory that we are setting out to exploit for consistent results. So, the next logical question is, how do you actually differentiate a truly good high-intent hook from one that's completely mediocre and destined to be scrolled past instantly? There is a simple, powerful metric that you can immediately start using to gauge performance, and I call it the hook rate, which is calculated by dividing your 3-second video plays by your total impressions. This crucial number basically tells you precisely how many people out of the total saw the post and actually stuck around long enough to get past that vital first 3-second mark, confirming if your headline and visual combination worked. While Facebook ads and TikTok ads won't show you a pre-labeled metric called hook rate by default, you must take the proactive step of creating a custom column in your ad dashboard with that exact formula. Once you've built this custom signal, that hook rate column becomes your singular, most reliable indicator of whether the initial creative premise is strong enough to pull viewers in effectively. Your primary goal should be to aim for a hook rate of roughly 50% or even higher, because that demonstrates that half of your impressions converted into engaged viewers past 3 seconds. Conversely, if your creative is consistently falling under that 30 to 35% range, you can be almost certain that the underlying hook concept itself is fundamentally weak and needs immediate replacement. It's absolutely essential that you analyze this hook rate on a per-creative basis, ignoring the broader ad set or campaign averages, because that granular view is the only way to truly pinpoint the exact winning concepts. So, the next big question is, how do we systematically find those objectively winning hooks without relying on pure guesswork or endless scrolling through mediocre content? The approach involves actively scanning the major short-form platforms, primarily TikTok, but also Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, specifically looking for videos that punch massively above their creators' typical reach and average performance. The absolute best signal of a truly universal and powerful hook is observing a creator who has a relatively modest follower count suddenly produce a wildly viral clip that explodes beyond their established audience. High view counts paired with a relatively low follower count is a definitive sign that the idea itself is doing all the heavy lifting, and that is precisely the kind of content engine you want to replicate endlessly. Now let me walk you through the fast workflow I personally use, which is where the Vizard tool becomes completely indispensable for turning this research into production. Step 1 involves scouting the wild viral hooks by searching within very specific niches for articulated problem statements rather than just generic product names. Think things like dog joint pain or women's hair thinning. Crucially, you are looking for those specific clips where a smaller, perhaps unknown creator suddenly pops off, because those are the hooks that clearly resonated with a massive audience outside their normal bubble. Step 2 is measuring the hook strength using that 3-second plays over impressions metric if you have access, or otherwise estimating based on strong watch time and relative reach compared to follower size. Step 3 requires you to rip the entire hook mechanism, understanding that the hook is not just the text, but a powerful combination of the written promise, the visual that stops the thumb, and sometimes even the audio element. Most people make the fatal mistake of only considering the overlay text, which is precisely why they fail to achieve consistent top-tier performance across their content library. You absolutely must analyze and combine that whole trio, the text, the scroll stopper, and the audio, to fully capture the viral energy of the original clip. This is where Vizard becomes indispensable for step 4. You simply upload your long-form source material, or even just the creator's short clip, into the platform to leverage its magic. Its incredibly powerful auto-editing viral clips feature instantly scans that footage, finds those high-impact moments, and converts them into ready-to-post short videos with zero manual effort from you. This capability means you eliminate the tedious, mind-numbing work of manually scrubbing through hours of footage, because Vizard is expertly programmed to spot the perfect visual moments that create that powerful scroll-stopping effect. For step 5, once Vizard has delivered those clean, extracted clips, your job shifts to adding sharp, concise, benefit-driven overlay copy that directly speaks to the viewer's pain point. For example, you'd want to use something like, "Stop giving your dog that cheap food. Try this single ingredient instead," paired with a very brief micro CTA and a low-friction offer. This is where you inject the conversion mechanic, the highly structured promise that the original creator almost always neglects in their pursuit of pure views. Finally, step 6 is setting up the automation, where one of my favorite features is Vizard's auto-schedule function, which handles the tedious task of posting across platforms according to your set cadence. You absolutely do not need to babysit every single upload or manually manage the timing anymore, which you can pair with the content calendar view to track, tweak captions, and reuse your proven top clips efficiently. The entire underlying philosophy of this system boils down to achieving maximum speed and maximum scale simultaneously, something that was previously almost impossible for solo creators. I can personally run the entire initial hook discovery phase in under a minute, find a niche, perform a quick search for high-performing clips from smaller, less-known creators, and then let Vizard immediately spit out a batch of 15 candidate shorts. From that generated batch, I select the absolute best 3, quickly refine the direct response copy, attach the clear call to action, and get everything scheduled to go live across all platforms. Incredibly, after this entire process, you can have a small, testable funnel of proven, high-intent hooks live and running across your channels in just 30 to 45 minutes flat. To give you some concrete examples, let's use the dog supplement niche because it has been an absolute goldmine of proven concepts in the advertising world lately. You will consistently see 4 main types of attention-grabbing hooks pop up in this space, starting with the classic "I fixed it" hook, which promises a fast, tangible resolution to a common problem. For instance, you might see phrases like, "How I eliminated my dog's limp in just 14 days," or "This single, easy supplement finally stopped my pup from constant limping," which are highly potent because they offer quick wins. The second category is the surprise or discovery hook, designed specifically to play on the viewer's natural curiosity or perhaps a subconscious fear about what they don't know. Examples include highly compelling but slightly provocative statements like, "You will genuinely not believe what my veterinarian told me about popular dog supplements on the market," or "This one ingredient in most brands is actually making your dog's condition worse." The third powerful style we leverage is the expert authority hook, because people instinctively trust recommendations and insights coming from someone positioned as a genuine subject matter expert. Think about hooks structured as a veterinarian with 10 years of experience, here is the absolute only supplement I recommend for senior dogs. Or the classic, "Most vets won't tell you this secret, but here it is." And finally, the fourth category is the testing hook, which capitalizes on social proof and the inherent desire people have to see evidence derived from real-world experimentation rather than just opinion. This manifests as something like, "I tested 12 different dog supplements for hip pain over 6 months, and here is the only one that actually delivered visible results for my pet." If you simply commit to collecting and documenting just 10 to 20 of these proven hook formulas, you immediately establish a highly reproducible plug-and-play marketing system that minimizes risk. You can paste these tested structures into a simple document, feed them into your favorite AI copy tool, or just manually riff on the concepts yourself to generate dozens of strong headline variants ready for testing. Essentially, the artificial intelligence dramatically shortens your ideation loop, Vizard drastically shortens the production loop, and your refined direct response ad strategy successfully closes the final sale. Let's briefly touch upon a few tactical tips regarding the actual creative execution, because the text overlay component carries approximately 80% of the entire hook's persuasive power.
The next most important factor, accounting for about 15%, is that scroll stopper visual, that specific movement, a compelling facial expression, or that piece of action that physically forces the viewer's thumb to freeze on the screen.
Audio contributes a very small percentage, maybe just 5%, primarily because a large portion of users scroll with the sound completely muted, but nailing the right sound can provide a nice little extra juice when it connects. Therefore, your definitive checklist for any winning short-form creative must include an irresistible text hook, a visually compelling scroll stopper, and a quick, unambiguous call to action to guide the viewer. Vizard's core value proposition here is that it completely automates the creation of the first 2 elements, the text extraction and the visual cut, while simultaneously making the final scheduling step almost effortless. Now, let's quickly address other popular tools so you can avoid unnecessary time sinks or that nagging fear of missing out on a better solution for your current editing needs. Tools like CapCut, Descript, and Veed are fantastic for manual editing tasks, but they inherently require you to search for all the source footage, identify the clips yourself, and cut them manually, which is a huge time drain. Furthermore, the scheduling functionality is almost always relegated to a completely separate tool, forcing you into constant unproductive context switching between 3 or 4 different applications to publish one piece of content. Some other platforms out there are often prohibitively pricey or simply over-engineered, for creators who really just need a high-volume content output solution, not complex post-production suites. Similarly, scheduling tools like Hootsuite or Buffer are great for publishing, but they absolutely cannot scan, extract, or create compelling viral clips from your source content for you. Vizard effectively solves these three major logistical pain points all at once. It automatically finds the viral moments in long videos, prepares those ready-to-post shorts instantly, and centralizes the scheduling into one unified content calendar. This integration translates directly into significantly less total editing time, fewer necessary software subscriptions, and a vastly faster ramp-up time from a raw idea to live, optimized content ready to drive traffic.
Now, is this system absolutely perfect for every single edge case imaginable? No, because no software tool can claim total perfection in every scenario.
There will absolutely be times when you desire a very specific custom edit or need to place a hyper-specific brand overlay that only a human editor can finesse with absolute precision. However, for the vast majority of high-volume content needs, Vizard gets you 80 to 90% of the way to a high-quality, viral-ready short in a tiny fraction of the time a manual workflow would require. For active creators and small teams whose success relies on posting daily or even multiple times per day, that sheer amount of time saved directly translates into saved revenue and accelerated growth. Here's a pro tip I frequently use. When I find a killer hook on a TikTok video, I immediately use Vizard to check various long-form sources like podcast recordings or webinars for the exact same underlying idea. Often, a creator's completely offhand, unscripted comment buried deep within a 1-hour live stream will actually generate a far superior short-form clip than their highly polished 30-second promotional reel. Another powerful way to implement this is to take your top 3 Vizard-generated clips and immediately run them as dark post ads, monitoring that crucial hook rate metric in your platform dashboard. If a creative hits that sweet spot of around a 50% hook rate, you immediately know to pour more budget into scaling that version. But if it fails, you instantly swap in another Vizard-generated variant to test. The ability to iterate your creative concepts materially faster, sometimes daily, is entirely dependent on having production automated like this, which removes the biggest bottleneck. People frequently ask me if adopting this strategy constitutes some form of creative cheating, and my answer is a firm no. It is simply the act of working dramatically smarter in a highly competitive digital landscape. The audience attention is absolutely out there, waiting to be captured. Creators are simply the ones building the initial magnetic field, and you are expertly redeploying those proven attention getters with a laser-focused conversion mindset. One final, crucial operational note. If you are running high-volume e-commerce and scaling significant ad spend, you must ensure your back-end operations, payment processors, chargeback handling, and refund flows are rock solid. If you are pushing over $100,000 in monthly revenue, those critical operational processes require dedicated attention, but that is a separate conversation from this creative growth lever. So, to summarize the entire master strategy, or the TLDR, you find proven viral hooks from smaller, unproven creators, diligently measure their strength with the 3-second metric, use Vizard to auto-extract and schedule the best cuts, always pair them with strong direct response copy, and relentlessly test the results. Rinse and repeat this cycle, and you will establish an infinite hook system that provides a steady stream of short-form creatives that genuinely convert, eliminating that dreadful daily creative grind forever. All right, I could honestly keep ranting about this all day, but if you want the exact prompt, the specific filters I use to find those small creators, I will be dropping that detailed resource down in the video description below. I seriously challenge every single one of you to set up this exact process and test it rigorously for just 1 full week, and I guarantee you will see a massive tangible difference in your short-form creative output and performance. Thank you all for watching. Go build that system, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.